The Goat That Talks Like Our Dead horror story. Once upon a time, in a small town called Zamora, Michoacan, there was a mysterious place known as La Beata. This place was famous for its legends and paranormal stories. One night, a group of friends gathered to share their own horror stories. Little did they know, they were about to experience something truly terrifying. Among the group were four friends, Fernando, Jose, Pablo, and the narrator. They were discussing their future travel plans when Fernando suggested a trip to La Beata. He claimed to know a shortcut that would save them time and ensure they had the place to themselves. The friends agreed, thinking it would remain just a plan. However, a week later, Fernando reminded them of their agreement and set a date for their trip. Reluctantly, the friends gathered at Fernando's house early in the morning, fully equipped with food and water for their journey. As they hiked up the mountain, they heard a strange sound in the distance. It was the bleating of a goat. Curious, they followed the sound until they came across a large male goat with imposing horns. Pablo suggested capturing the goat and selling it later. Excitedly, they dropped their belongings and chased after the goat. But as they separated in pursuit, they heard a scream from Fernando. When they reached him, he was sitting on the ground, clutching his arm. The goat had bitten him. They laughed at Fernando's misfortune until he showed them his arm, which was bleeding profusely. They quickly tended to his wound and continued their journey. However, they soon discovered that Fernando's backpack had been hung high up in a tree. Confused, they helped him retrieve it, only to find that the food inside had gone bad. Ignoring the strange occurrences, they pressed on. As night fell, they heard the goats bleating again, but this time it was much closer. Suddenly, the goat stood up on its hind legs and ran away, laughing. The friends were frozen in fear. When they finally turned to look at Fernando, he was vomiting and crying uncontrollably. Unable to speak, they searched for their missing friend, Pablo. They found him a short distance away, sobbing with his head between his knees. He claimed to have followed the goat and heard it speak to him in his mother's voice. The friends decided not to press him for details, as they were too terrified to hear the truth. Unable to sleep, they began their descent at 4:30 in the morning, still haunted by the goat's bleating. When they finally returned, Fernando's father noticed their pale faces and asked what had happened. After hearing their story, he revealed that he had also encountered the goat in the past. He had ignored it, but it had spoken to him in his father's voice, saying things only they knew. The friends vowed never to return to La Beata, the place where they had experienced the worst night of their lives. They wondered if anyone else had encountered something similar in the area. It was a macabre and intriguing apparition, and they eagerly awaited other people's stories. In another chilling tale, a truck driver named Daniel shared his paranormal experience. He was driving late at night when he saw his deceased grandfather sitting next to him in the passenger seat. Although he was initially startled, he chose not to look directly at his grandfather, fearing he would disappear. Instead, he continued driving, feeling a sense of peace emanating from his presence. When he finally glanced over, his grandfather was gone. Daniel's story left the community in awe. Even though he considered himself a skeptic, he couldn't explain what he had witnessed. He wondered if anyone else had encountered similar apparitions and if there was a rational explanation for these occurrences. Lastly, a man named Jose shared his encounter with a mysterious monk-like figure. One night, he woke up to find a hooded man peering through his window. Terrified, he called out to his brother and mother, but received no response. When he turned back to the window, the figure was inside his room. In a panic, he closed his eyes and repeated to himself that he was dreaming. When he finally opened his eyes, the figure was gone. Jose's story left the community unsettled. They couldn't help but wonder if there was a connection between these strange encounters. Were they all part of a larger, supernatural phenomenon? In their quest to uncover the truth behind the strange encounters, the friends decided to research the history of La Beata. They discovered that the town had a dark past, with stories of witchcraft and mysterious disappearances. Legend had it that a powerful sorceress once inhabited the area, and her spirit was said to haunt the land. As they delved deeper into their investigation, they stumbled upon an old journal written by a villager from many years ago. The journal described a ritual that could potentially summon the spirits of the dead. It involved sacrificing a black goat with imposing horns and reciting ancient incantations. This revelation sent shivers down their spines. Could it be that the goat they encountered on their ill-fated trip was connected to this ritual? The friends couldn't shake the feeling that they had unknowingly stumbled upon a supernatural force that night. Driven by curiosity and a desire to protect others from the horrors they experienced, the friends decided to share their stories with the authorities. They hoped that by raising awareness, future visitors to La Beata would be cautious and avoid the same terrifying fate. As news of their encounters spread, more and more people came forward with their own eerie experiences in the area. It seemed that La Beata was indeed a hotbed of paranormal activity. The local government appointed a team of paranormal investigators to delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding the town. Months passed, and the investigators uncovered numerous accounts of ghostly apparitions, strange voices, and unexplained phenomena. They even managed to capture some eerie footage and audio recordings that sent chills down their spines. However, despite their efforts, the investigators were unable to find a rational explanation for the supernatural occurrences. La Beata became a cautionary tale, a place where people ventured at their own risk. The town's eerie reputation grew, attracting thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts from far and wide. However, none could anticipate the true horrors that awaited them in the shadows of La Beata. The legends and stories surrounding the goat that talks like the dead continued to echo through generations. It became a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that lurked in the darkness, a warning to those who dared to venture into the realm of the unknown. The mysterious goat, with its haunting bleating and ability to mimic the voices of the deceased, remained an enigma, forever etched in the memories of those who encountered it. To this day, the legends of La Beata and the goat that talks like the dead continue to captivate the imaginations of those who seek to explore the realm of the supernatural. There have been countless accounts of people who have encountered the ghostly goat at La Beata. One such story involves a young woman named Angela. She had heard about the infamous goat and couldn't resist the temptation to visit the mysterious place. Angela, accompanied by her sister Clara, embarked on their journey with excitement and trepidation. As they made their way up the mountain, they felt an eerie presence looming over them. The air grew heavy, and they could sense the goat's malevolent gaze upon them. Suddenly, they heard a whisper, as if someone was calling their names from the shadows. Fearful yet curious, the sisters followed the voice, hoping to uncover the secret behind the goat's ability to mimic the deceased. They stumbled upon an old graveyard, shrouded in darkness. The gravestones were weathered and covered in moss, telling tales of lives long gone. In their search for answers, Angela and Clara discovered an ancient tomb hidden amongst the overgrown foliage. Intrigued by its enigmatic aura, they decided to investigate further. As they approached the tomb, a chilling wind swept through the graveyard, causing the leaves to rustle and dance in a macabre spectacle. Inside the tomb, they found a dusty journal that revealed a forbidden incantation. It spoke of a ritual that involved invoking the spirit of the goat, using its power to communicate with the dead. The sisters realized that the goat was not simply a manifestation of their subconscious fears, but an otherworldly entity with connections to the realm of the deceased. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, Angela and Clara made a pact to perform the forbidden ritual. They believed it was the only way to unravel the mysteries surrounding La Beata and the goat that talks like the dead. With trembling hands, they gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared for the ritual. As the moon reached its zenith, they recited the ancient incantation, their voices blending with the howling wind. Suddenly, the goat materialized before them, its eyes glowing with an ethereal light. It spoke in a haunting voice, sharing tales of the afterlife and the secrets of the beyond. Overwhelmed by the revelations, Angela and Clara listened intently, their minds consumed by a mixture of fascination and terror. The goat warned them of the consequences of meddling with the forces of the supernatural and urged them to abandon their quest for knowledge. Heeding the goat's warning, the sisters thanked the spirit for its guidance and bid it farewell. They left La Beata forever changed, with a newfound respect for the boundaries between the living and the dead. Angela and Clara vowed to protect the secrets they had learned and never again venture into the realm of the unknown. Another tale that emerged from the haunted town of La Beata involves a young couple named Sofia and Javier. Intrigued by the stories of the goat that talks like the dead, they decided to embark on a journey to uncover the truth behind the legends. As they ventured into the heart of La Beata, the couple stumbled upon an old abandoned church. Drawn to its eerie presence, they cautiously entered, their footsteps echoing off the crumbling walls. Inside, they discovered a hidden chamber adorned with ancient symbols and faded paintings. In the center of the chamber, there stood a pedestal with an ancient book resting upon it. The book, written in a language unknown to them, seemed to emanate a mysterious energy. Determined to unlock its secrets, Sofia and Javier began translating the text using their limited knowledge of ancient languages. As they delved deeper into the book, they discovered that it contained a detailed account of the rituals performed by the sorcerers who once lived in La Beata. The rituals involved summoning the spirits of the dead and harnessing their power for various purposes. Excited yet apprehensive, Sofia and Javier decided to conduct one of the rituals themselves. They carefully followed the instructions, gathering the necessary ingredients and creating a sacred circle within the chamber. With hesitant voices, they recited the incantation, their words filled with a mix of anticipation and fear. Suddenly, the chamber became enveloped in an ethereal glow. Shadows danced along the walls, and a chilling breeze swept through the room. Sofia and Javier could sense a presence, a connection to the realm of the deceased. A voice echoed through the chamber, but it was not the goat's voice they expected. It was the voice of a young girl, pleading for release from her torment. Sofia and Javier realized that they had unintentionally summoned a spirit unrelated to the infamous goat. Filled with guilt and a deep sense of responsibility, they vowed to help the spirit find peace. Through further research, they discovered the lost history of the girl, who had tragically died in La Beata many years ago. With the knowledge they had gained, Sofia and Javier embarked on a mission to lay the girl's spirit to rest. The couple spent days performing rituals, conducting seances, and seeking guidance from the town's elders. Finally, they succeeded in helping the spirit find resolution, releasing her from the confines of La Beata. Their experience taught them that the supernatural forces surrounding the town were not limited to the goat alone. La Beata was a place where the line between this world and the next was blurred, where spirits yearned for closure and peace. Sofia and Javier became advocates for the spirits of La Beata, dedicating their lives to uncovering the mysteries of the town and assisting those trapped in the realm of the dead. Through their efforts, they brought solace to countless spirits and shed light on the true nature of the goat that talks like the dead. As the years passed, their work became renowned, attracting paranormal enthusiasts and researchers from around the world. La Beata transformed from a place of fear to a beacon of hope, where the living and the dead found harmony and understanding. The legends surrounding La Beata and the goat that talks like the dead grew more intricate over time. One story emerged, passed down through generations, of a curious traveler named Maria who was determined to uncover the truth about the infamous goat. Armed with a recorder and a journal, she set off on her own adventure to document her encounters. Maria spent several days exploring the eerie ambience of La Beata, interviewing locals and researching the town's history. She discovered an old tale that spoke of a cursed amulet hidden deep within the mountains. Legend had it that the amulet had the power to control the spirits and communicate with the goat. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Maria embarked on a treacherous journey to find the amulet. She traversed treacherous cliffs, dense forests, and winding paths until she stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside, she found a chamber adorned with ancient symbols and artifacts, including the elusive amulet. With trembling hands, Maria cautiously picked up the amulet, feeling a surge of energy radiate through her body. She decided to put the amulet to the test and activated its power while holding the recorder close to capture any supernatural phenomenon. As soon as the amulet was activated, a voice echoed through the chamber, but it was not the goat's voice. It was a chilling whisper from a spirit trapped in the realm of the dead. Maria's heart raced as she listened to the spirit's desperate pleas for release. Determined to help the tormented soul, Maria sought guidance from a wise old sage who had spent decades studying the occult. He revealed that the amulet had the capability not only to communicate with the goat, but also to bridge the gap between the living and the dead. Under the sage's tutelage, Maria learned how to harness the amulet's power responsibly. She organized a ritual, inviting the spirits trapped in La Beata to communicate through the goat's voice. The ceremony offered closure and peace to the restless souls, allowing them to transcend their earthly shackles. Word of Maria's extraordinary abilities spread throughout the region, attracting not only those curious about the goat, but also individuals seeking help to communicate with their departed loved ones. Maria became a trusted mediator between the living and the dead, using her unique gift to bring solace and healing to grieving families. As time went on, Maria's research and advancements in paranormal communication drew the attention of renowned scientists and occult experts from all corners of the world. Together, they formed a dedicated team aiming to unlock the mysteries of La Beata and understand the true nature of the goat that talks like the dead. Their collaborative efforts led to groundbreaking discoveries and scientific breakthroughs. They developed new technologies and techniques to further communicate with the spirits, unraveling the intricate web of supernatural forces surrounding La Beata. The team's findings paved the way for a better understanding of the afterlife, blurring the lines between science and the supernatural. Through their collective efforts, they brought comfort, closure, and a greater knowledge of the spirit realm to both the living and the dead. As the years passed, La Beata transformed into a hub of paranormal research and exploration. It became a sanctuary where individuals could seek answers, find closure, and connect with the otherworldly. The town's economy flourished as it became a destination for both tourists and serious researchers. But amidst the fascination and discoveries, there was a lingering sense of unease in La Beata. The townspeople couldn't shake the feeling that the goat's ability to mimic the voices of the dead was only a small part of a much larger and darker power that loomed over the town. Rumors began to spread of a hidden cult that worshipped the goat and conducted rituals in its name. Whispers of midnight gatherings in remote locations and sacrificial offerings sent a wave of fear throughout the community. One brave journalist named Anna decided to delve deeper into this mysterious cult and uncover the truth behind their practices. She went undercover, disguising herself as a new recruit, determined to expose their dark secrets. As Anna infiltrated the cult, she discovered that their rituals extended beyond just communicating with the dead. They believed that the goat possessed the ability to grant wishes, but at a tremendous cost. In exchange for their desires, the cult members had to offer a piece of their own soul. Shaken by this revelation, Anna knew she had to find a way to dismantle the cult and save its members from their impending doom. She reached out to the authorities, providing them with detailed information about the cult's activities and the locations of their secret gatherings. A joint operation between the police and paranormal investigators was launched to raid the cult's hideouts and put an end to their sinister practices. The operation was successful, and the cult members were apprehended, their twisted beliefs exposed to the world. With the cult disbanded, the town of La Beata breathed a sigh of relief. The goat's voice, once a haunting presence, was now a reminder of the danger that had been lurking in their midst. In the aftermath, the town underwent a process of healing and recovery. The local government established support groups to help those who had been involved with the cult and were seeking solace and guidance. La Beata also became a beacon of resilience and hope, as it embraced its dark history and used it as a catalyst for positive change. The townspeople organized annual festivals and events to celebrate their newfound freedom from the cult's influence, with the goat taking center stage as a symbol of their triumph over darkness. As the years went by, La Beata transformed into a town known not only for its haunted past but also for its resilience and spirit of unity. It became a place where people could confront their fears, seek answers to the unexplained, and ultimately find peace in the face of the unknown. A legendary ghost hunter named Samuel arrived in La Beata, drawn by the tales of the goat that talks like the dead. With his vast knowledge and expertise in the supernatural, Samuel was determined to uncover the truth behind the enigmatic creature. As Samuel delved into the history of La Beata, he discovered a connection between the goat and the ancient sorceress who once inhabited the town. According to the ancient texts, the sorceress had conjured the goat as a guardian of her secrets and a conduit to communicate with the spirit world. Eager to witness the goat's abilities firsthand, Samuel set up a series of experiments and observations. He used advanced audio recording equipment to capture the goat's eerie bleating, hoping to discern any hidden messages or patterns. In one particularly chilling experiment, Samuel conducted a seance, inviting the goat to communicate through automatic writing. To his amazement, the goat's horn began to move across the paper, scribbling words in a language long forgotten. Samuel deciphered the messages and uncovered startling revelations about the town's dark past. The goat's communication was not limited to written messages. Samuel witnessed the creature's ability to channel the voices of the deceased, allowing loved ones to speak to the living one last time. These spectral conversations brought solace and closure to grieving families, bridging the divide between this world and the next. News of Samuel's discoveries spread far and wide, attracting the attention of scientists, historians, and skeptics alike. They flocked to La Beata to witness the goat's supernatural abilities firsthand. Samuel's research became the foundation for a new field of study, known as paranormal linguistics, devoted to deciphering the language of the dead. As scholars and researchers spent years studying the goat's communication methods, they uncovered complex linguistic patterns and subtle nuances. They discovered that the goat's messages were not mere gibberish but contained hidden messages encrypted with ancient symbols and metaphors. Further investigations revealed that the goat's ability to mimic voices stemmed from its unique vocal cords, unlike any other creature on Earth. Its vocal range allowed it to replicate the cadence, tone, and even emotions of the deceased, making the conversations eerily lifelike. Although the true nature of the goat remains a mystery, scientists and paranormal experts speculate that it may be an otherworldly being or a manifestation of the town's collective consciousness. Some theories propose that the goat is a gatekeeper between the living and the dead, ensuring that the secrets of La Beata remain protected. In the present day, La Beata has become a center for paranormal research and exploration, attracting individuals from all walks of life who seek to unravel the secrets of the goat that talks like the dead. In conclusion, the legends and stories surrounding the goat that talks like the dead in La Beata have captivated the imaginations of countless individuals. From the terrifying encounters of the four friends to the discoveries of Angela, Sophia, Javier, Maria, and Samuel, the supernatural forces at play in La Beata have left an indelible mark on those who have ventured into its realm. The goat's ability to mimic the voices of the deceased and its connection to the sorceress and the town's dark past have sparked curiosity and fear in equal measure. Through research, rituals, and investigations, individuals have sought to understand and communicate with the spirits that inhabit La Beata. While some have found closure and peace, others have fallen victim to the sinister cult that worshipped the goat. Yet, amidst the darkness, La Beata has emerged as a beacon of resilience and unity, a place where the living and the dead can coexist and find solace. The town's haunted past has become a catalyst for positive change, as its inhabitants celebrate their triumph over darkness and embrace the unknown. The goat that talks like the dead remains an enigma, forever etched in the memories of those who have encountered it, a reminder of the unseen forces that lurk in the shadows of La Beata.